はい。うん。 Our talk today is broken down into three parts. The first part will be talking about kindness, just briefly. Then we'll have the healing list, and then we'll go into an interesting third segment. Which bit of you is your soul or your higher self, and how to be more attuned, connected to it? So we introduced the topic as an experiment on kindness last week. And we said for the month of February, and we started a little early, but for the month of February, practice kindness. Kindness to all, to the world, to everything you come into contact with. Be kind to you. It is very important to be kind to oneself. This is not selfish. Be kind to oneself so that you know the depth of kindness. You know the feeling of kindness. And then kindness will fill your being and it will radiate out. In time, we will explore the expression of kindness into the world, but not today. Let kindness be your guide. Let kindness be your truth. Let kindness be for yourself and for all beings that come into your kindness and are wanting to take some of it away with them. As I said last week, kindness is not something that you'll ever get bored with. In fact, it is primary in all connections to other people. If one has a positive, kind attitude, this is far more important to most people than, let us say, good looks and money. If one is kind, then one's life will be rich. May not be rich of pocket, but it will be rich of heart and be rich with friends that want to be with you. So this is an important part for your own self-care. And that self-care, as I said, will eventually spread to others. Let it be your guide, at least until the end of February. You may need a little reminder here and there to remind you of the path. But please try. So let us go now to the healing list of names. May I have those, please?
Yes. Carrie and Susie, Teresa Neal, Sharon, Bill, Nicole, Julie, Helen, Howard, Pippa, Maheshwari, Jody, Holly, Denise and Steve, Jet and Ricky B, Kathleen and Anne, Nancy and Larry, Tim, Stephanie, Claudio, Andy, Eric, Barry, Don, Marianne, Jody, Stephen, Matthew, Angela, Parker, Rosa, Alex, Amanda Kay, Karen, Ross, Rob, Brett, Susie, Aiden, Abby, Stephanie, Susanna, Amrita, Al, Dunk, Lorna, Ben, Django the kitten, and Keiko. And of course, may all be happy.
So a few days ago, a young man comes for a conversation, and he was given the following analogy. Now, the analogy that was used was slightly different, but personal to him and his circumstance. So I wish to repeat the analogy in a slightly altered form for you all. Now, this, as I said, will be a guidance to your higher self, to your soul, to the point of your truthful existence. If you like, the first part of your true, permanent, non-physical existence. You will also hear within these words, if you listen, another way to meditate. In fact, a way to meditate that will take you beyond the thoughts, not by defeating them, but by accepting and looking in the right direction. The talk that, or the analogy that I will give, will also connect to other sacred text. It did not come from that text, but it will connect to that text. Again, more details at a later time. So let us get started. So imagine there is a dark room, and we walk into the room, and I leave you inside that room, and I close the door behind you, and the true depth of the darkness transcends. It is so dark you cannot see a thing. But I give to you, before I leave, a torch. Now, this torch is able to shed its light in a very narrow beam. And as the door closes, you turn on this light and shine it into one of the corners of the room. And the light illuminates a table. Now, the unwise person goes to that table and says, what is it made of? Where did it come from? What use is it? How old is it? What color is it? Is it the right height? Does it make a noise? Is it been properly made? Who made this and brought this here? Is it what I should be with? This would make me look really good. I could use this in my room and people would really enjoy coming to see this. What a wonderful thing this is. Let me look underneath it, to the side of it, behind it, over the top of it. Let me tap it and knock it and shake it. And then the torch would scan to another corner of the room and see a chair. And you would walk up to the chair and say, what a wonderful chair. Let me sit on it. Is it comfortable? It is comfortable. This will fix my bad back. Others will enjoy sitting in this chair. I could use the chair with the table. The table can then exist in one part of my house. Who made this table? How old is this table? How long has it been in this room? I wonder if there are more chairs, and then I could have 6 chairs. And 6 chairs would sit around the table, and I could have friends for dinner, and they will think how wonderful I am as the owner of such a beautiful table and a set of chairs. Many would come to see me, and many would come to admire the chairs and the table. And I could hold wonderful dinners on this chair and table. So many people would come and we'd have lively discussions, and we could live a life of harmony, and we can fix problems, and we can have romantic and joyous dinners on this table and chairs. Perhaps some flowers for the center, certain plates would sit in the appropriate position and they would be beautiful. What food could I cook? What would other people bring? How happy would we be? How beautiful these chairs are. So let's look at what's occurred. Of course, we could carry on with very many other pieces of furniture. So the light has shone into a corner and then another corner. And the light then has illuminated an object or more than one object. In illumination, then the senses pick up. Not only the senses, but the rational mind starts to calculate. The ego starts to attach to the object and looks into the past and into the future. Then there is a sense of projection onto the item and say how wonderful it is and how wonderful it will be. The mind now is fully analyzing in full sensory enjoyment and then saying it is part of me. How wonderful will it be, or will I look? Now, if this is a description of your meditation, your thoughts arise and you watch the thought. Now, the wise person does not do what has just occurred. So let me describe how a wise person would act differently. So the torch is turned on and the light illuminates the table that's in the corner of the room. And the wise person would look at the light, say, what is this light? What is illuminating? Why did it illuminate this? This illumination gives rise to the physical world. This illumination gives rise to the 10,000 things. The light that comes out of something projects fully into the world and gives life to the world. Without it, there is no world. There is no world, there is no senses, there is no rationale that needs to be undertaken. There is no past, there is no future. There is no projection. There is no sense of illusionary self. So the wise study the light. The enlightened take this another stage further. So as the door closes, they turn off, all lights are turned off, and they turn on the torch. But they realize they are the torch. And they turn the light off. And they are content in full potential. They know that they will bring the light of consciousness out of them, if they want to. And they are content in the all and the nothing, the darkness, and they are possessing of light and may shine it at any time. They see the darkness and the nothing and the all as complete. And they may just stand or even sit if they prefer, content in the void, not needing to know any more, and knowing that life is complete. And in sitting here, then they know the beauty of love. And they let the beauty of love out of them, to let it go wherever it must go. It is not sent to one corner or another. Rather, it is expressed from the heart, and it will do whatever it must do. It'll go forwards or backwards or up or down. Whatever it must do, it is satisfactory. Now, let us conclude that analogy. Now, I wish to quote from you a certain part of the Katha Upanishad. Now, this is the realization of that truth of self. One who knows that, and here the word that is written with a capital T, meaning it's of significance. He who knows that he illuminates all the senses, all sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, and others, knowing that they are of the world that is temporary. Then he realizes that which is beyond the senses, and lives a life without grief. Now, if you remember a line, a topic, a suggestion that was made about 3 months ago was pain only exists when you think about it. Now, this, of course, is exactly the same analogy. What you shed your light of consciousness upon, then that comes into existence. So in our analogy, the light shining from the torch is an expression of the soul or the higher self. It looks into the physical world, feels like it takes part in the life until one is wise enough to know that one is not taking part in the life, but is in fact illuminating the life. So if you think of times of your pain or times of your peace, which one are you thinking about? Which one is illuminating now? Which one is your higher self, your consciousness, watching or thinking? Now you can prove this to yourself. Think of love. Is love available to you now? Think of love then, which then goes into the world. It only takes a mere glimpse of consciousness to think of love, and it is available. But if that consciousness turns to anger or pain, it must be built up. It must grow, and grow into whatever its full volume is. So love is permanent. Anger or pain is something that you water, that you grow in time. And it feels very real, anger and pain. But if you look into yourself, you'll see that you are not disturbed by anger or pain. Just feels like you are. But look inside, you will see that you are not disturbed at all. So if there is no disturbance on the inside of you, yet there is all this anger and pain, tables and chairs, which are outside of you, well, they are transitory. They will come, they will go. Yet the light that shines illuminates them. So shed your light on the things that matter. Focus on, for example, love, peace, courage. And does not the world then become imbued with these qualities? Does not your life change? Your sense of feelings seem to grow in the right direction. You see, your higher self has all the qualities of spirit. But through training, through many lifetimes, including the current, you shed your light outward rather than looking inward. You illuminate the table and the chair rather than love and courage. You have been trained to look into the world and think your role in the world is out there. And your value is then in how many of those things out there you can possess. A new house, a new car, a new pair of shoes does not alter you one little bit. Not at the level of your soul. May aid your ego for a while, but the ego is just saying, or the quality of the ego, I am that. But the quality of truth is I am. So again, a few days ago, a lady comes for help with her meditation. And she was given a practice that could assist her. And I will change this very slightly. And that practice was, before you start meditation, count to 100 and hold your attention on the counting. So let me describe the way that this is in truth. So maybe the person gets to number 5 or 6 and a thought pops in. If one can then go 7, 8, 9, another thought pops into the mind, 10, 11, 12, another thought, 13, 14, and then the dangerous thought of one then starts to follow. I could do this, I could have that. This is a wonderful chair. Come back. 16, 17, 18, etc. Now, what I am saying is thoughts will come, thoughts will go, but the watcher is the important place to place your attention on. The mantra will help to eliminate the thoughts as well. So if you think about your process of counting to, let us say, 100, you will judge yourself by how many thoughts have entered your mind at number 5 and number 8 and number 12 or wherever it is. That's like saying the objects keep appearing in the beam of light. Don't focus on the objects, focus on the light, the awareness. So your higher self, your soul, the point of consciousness, you should be with what is illuminating the world, not what is being illuminated. And is the light not complete to itself? So now you also have a description, if you study these, of the guna, the sattvic light, and the objects and actions of the world. The Atma, the soul, is the light that illuminates. Be looking at the light, stay with it. You are not the object you illuminate. So you are also not the body. You are not the rational mind. You are not the caring heart, the emotion. You are not the senses. But all of those only exist when the light illuminates them. If you keep looking at the light and being with that light, then you'll go beyond it. And then, if you are so experienced and practiced, many people will experience this, if not nearly all, if you follow the path. But if you keep looking at the light will go out. In that you'll go beyond the light and realize you are the torch. The torch, in our analogy, is spirit. And if spirit wants to direct its attention left or right, so be it. If the light illuminates your senses, which may be either love or pain, or any of the others, it is not affected by it until one associates with it. The beauty of love is that it comes from beyond the light. The beauty of joy and your true self is you come from beyond the light. You are what uses consciousness, but still consciousness is within you. So look at that analogy one more time. The torch illuminates the table. Forgive me, the light illuminates the table. So you must then look at that and say, well, the object is not who I am, but is within me. It is within the light. And I am beyond the light. So the light is also within me, but it is not me. So the practice of meditation is concentrating on what is true, what is illuminating the thoughts. Stay with that sense of awareness, and it is with you permanently. This is your higher self and your soul. The soul being the first non-physical part of the true self. Stay with the attention of that, and you'll go past grief. You'll go past the body, the need for a body. Stay with it, and the light will go out. And you'll have darkness and love, sometimes called samadhi, or blissful states, or states of union, which will be temporary to begin with, and they will become more permanent in time. So you should be able to see at least one part or part of the analogy of you are sitting in the movie theater. You are not sitting in the movie. You are not part of the play. And yet the play is within you. You are more than just one physical occurrence. The whole world is imbued with the beauty of love. And it's everywhere, everywhere. And you'll see it in time. So let us make this a little practical. So let us say you have a circumstance in your life, and the circumstance may be you are to have a connection, or let us say a dinner with some people, and maybe these are some people that you do not like, or you are not in harmony with. Now you could look at that person and think, why are they like that? What is going on? How should I change them? What should I do? Now the light is shining upon them. Let us turn the light inward or concentrate on the light. Let me focus first on love and peace. Let my world and this dinner be imbued with more love and peace. You could try to analyze, why am I creating this? Why is this scene like this scene is? Is it past karma? Is it doubt? Is it my mind? And you'll find you can analyze this to many a degree. And there will always be something to analyze still further. This is the use of the rational mind. Let us focus purely on my light. And in time, you will see that the light that you now are looking inwards towards, and that quality of love or kindness is starting to come to you. You'll see that they too are the light, that they are casting their light towards their pain and things which are wrong, things which are difficult, and they think that that is what their life is. Because in recognizing your inward self, you'll recognize it in the outward person as well. Always be true to your truth. So if you need to sit in peace, sit in peace. You do not try to find, or you do not need to find a certain location at a certain time, at a certain place, in a certain position. And then now I can find peace. But I guarantee a fly will land on the end of your nose and disturb you. The peace is inside. Sit with peace inside, no matter of the circumstances outside. This is sitting with your higher self, placing your consciousness or the light onto what you want. And eventually you will merge with it. You'll become love and peace itself. So the act of the light is the act of your higher self. Choose where you put your light. Develop the qualities by shining your light upon them that you truly want to be. Distractions will come. Keep your attention on the light. And you'll go from wise to enlightened in the appropriate time. Now, we take a short break for the next few weeks. And everything begins in gusto on early March. Until then, what are you focusing upon? God bless you all.
God bless you, Ignatius. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Done. Stop the recording.